Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to remote learning. This is fourth week and we are going to start the first lesson of remote week. I hope you are fine and enjoying your vacations. Today we will revise a chapter, not one chapter, but we will revise two chapters together. One is chapter 13, the United Nations, and the other one is international problems. Both chapters are from our history section. So let's revise the first one, the United Nations. This is page number 100 of your textbook. So before I start revision, please, I would like you people to open your books and keep your skill copies and stationery items with you so that you may fill the worksheet which will be attached later on along with the lesson. So here I am going to start. United Nations, actually this is an organization which was set up after the World War. How? Let's start the reasons behind. World War I was a major war to be fought after the Industrial Revolution that has changed the face of the world. In the last major conflict between Napoleonic Wars, the navies had fought with wooden ships and short-range cannons. Now 4,000-ton steel monster bombarded each other with the shells weighing several tons when they were out of the sight of one another. High explosive machine guns, artillery, tanks, and at the end, the aerial bombing made this conflict unlike any other before. About 200,000 men were killed in a single day in the battle in France. It was obvious that something must be done, and USA suggested that a kind of international club should be set up not only to outlaw the war but also to dramatically improve the social conditions. So the League of the Nations was formed, but the USA refused to join it, and the main European nation assumed that it would be a kind of association that they would do to dominate. Now, after a while, after thinking a lot, the membership was voluntary, and at its peak only 63 countries joined it. Some of those that did it left it again, saying that there is nothing to do with that. The League had not forces to try to stop the war. It could merely ask other nations to stop the war and start the trading. If one country would not supply tanks and weapons, there would be plenty of the others that can do so. So it was totally ineffective to prevent the wars, but some aspects were good, and Court of International Justice, the institutes of stopping the wars, and some others, they were really working. But however, the failure of the League showed that it was a weak organization, and much more could be done in order to stop the conflicts and war around the world. So it was it was suggested that another organization should be set up. So the structure of the United Nations was planned. It was mainly consisting of about 192 countries. They are joined together now. So after the failure of League of Nations, the United Nations was set up, and today 192 countries are a part of it, and they are joined here in order to stop the warship and the other such condition within the region of the global world. Now, if we talk about its organization, the Secretary General is elected at the post after the nomination, and it is selected for 5 years of terms. However, there are different tenures of different secretaries, and they started their tenure from starting to after setup of United Nations in 1946 up till now. 5-year tenure is a fixed tenure for the secretaries of United Nations. Now the organizations which are working under the structure of United Nations, they are General Assembly, Security Council, the Secretariat, the Economic and Social Council, the International Court of Justice. Let's see a map and a picture which can indicate and show the organization of United Nations. So each and every organization is playing its important role in order to do whatever is assigned to it. So different organization, different small leveled working areas are set up for certain organizations in order to perform for the United Nations. The organization may be seen in this map. Security Council, this is actually the pictorial description of the United Nations and its assembly. So Security Council, International Court of Justice, and Secretary General is directly reporting to the General Assembly. Then Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, Educational and Scientific and Cultural Organization of, that is UNESCO. Then Meteorological Organization, Postal and Telecommunication Organization, Civil Aviation, Children Fund, UNICEF, World Bank, and WHO, mean World Health Organization. So this map or chart is showing you the disciplined way of working of United Nations under different organizations. So every organization is working throughout the world, performing its working in different areas of the world in their own capacities. UNICEF is a United Nations Children Fund. It provides the basic health care and education to the children in the world. UNESCO is the United Nations Education and Scientific and Cultural Organization. ILO is International Labour Fund. It is working for the human rights of the laborers and technical workers. FAO is Food and Agriculture Organization. WHO is the World Health Organization. And IMF is the International Monetary Fund, which is used to stabilize the financial status of the developing countries. Similarly, the sub-organizations, they are also working together along with these organizations at the country level and the continental level as well. So International Court of Justice is an important organization of United Nations. United Nations has also the agencies that deal with the international postal and telecommunication services, with the weather forecasting, industrial development, shipping, airlines, and of course providing the troops to keep the peace whenever it is needed between the wars. Now another organization is OIC, Organization of Islamic Cooperation. Earlier it was known as Islamic Conference. Now its name is changed and its association is with 57 Islamic nations, and they are actually working for the to bring the peace and protection among the Islamic countries, and it is also working for the protection of the holy places. OIC began in 1967 in Rabat, Morocco, and 44 members are working in Asia, Africa, and Middle East. Now League of Arab Emirates and Arab States, it is also working and bringing closer the Arabian states, and its aim is to link them closely so that they may help each other and the other Arabic world in general. So this was about the Arabic and the League of Arab States. Now if we talk about the RCD, important and very much important for the regional peace and development of the trade between the countries. This organization was established in 1964 by Iran, Turkey, and Pakistan, and its function was to promote the trade between these countries and the areas which were considered to be the important for its working, that was the technology, tourism, and defense. RCD was active organization until 1979. It was reformed in 1985. Its main aim was to use the resources to build the trade and to develop the cultural institution and the establishment of art, sport, education, and literature between the countries. Now let's talk about the question and answers which are related with this chapter. The first one is, do you know that some nations are growing in strength and others are weakening? There should be changes in the permanent members of the Security Council. The answer of this is that the Security Council was composed of the countries which had taken their major part in the World War II. Germany and Japan, as the enemies, were exempted, And since the Germany and Japan, they have become more important nations after the USA, while especially China and India and Argentina have become more powerful. So what was happening since 60 years, it should not be allowed to proceed further. So there must be the change in the permanent members of the Security Council. The second one is Germany and Japan. They are two powerful nations, but they are not permanent members of Security Council. Why do you think this is so? The reason for that is they are not permanent members of Security Council because they were having a war with each other, which caused the United Nations to be set up. These are the second and the third largest economies in the world after USA, and it seems to be unjust to bar them from the seats in the Security Councils. Now, make a list of, third question is, make a list of the Secretary Generals of along with their dates and their country and their origin. So, different Secretary Generals had been appointed for different tenures, and among them was the Tariq Lai from 1946 to 1953, then Dag Hammarskjöld from Sweden 1953 to 1961, then U Thant 1961 to 1971, then Kurt Waldheim, he was from Austria and he was appointed from 1971 to 81. Then Paris Nicolas, he was from 1981 to 1991. Then Boutros Ghali, that was from 1991 to 1996. Then Kofi Annan, he was from 1996 to 2006. Then Ban Ki-moon from South Korea, he was appointed as the Secretary General in 2006 till further. So question number 4, next question is, what were the circumstances that led to the establishment of OIC? Find out from the references sources in internet when and where was the OIC meeting held. The OIC meeting was held and in 1974, and it was jointly convened by the Pakistani Prime Minister Zulfikar Ali Bhutto and Shah Faisal. The meeting took place after the Arabic-Israeli War of 1973, and the declaration was made recognizing the urgent need to solve the Palestinian issue and to oppress the fight in the other part of the world, such as South Africa and Latin America. So this was all about the United Nations. Then we will talk about another chapter, that is international problems. Again, this chapter is carrying some problems which were faced by the world during and after the 1950s and 60s, and the main conflict which came across, that was the Iran-Iraq war, the Palestinian war, the war between Palestine and Israel, and some other wars like the Gulf War and the issue of war of Iraq and Iran, Kashmir issue, and again the Bosnia, and some more issues they will be discussed in these chapters. But the important thing is that these problems, up till now, no proper solution have been settled for these conflicts. No organization in the world is playing its important role in order to make these wars stop, and there is no solution of certain issues, and they are still carried on. The most important, as I talked to you, that was the Palestine conflict that just started in the beginning of the 1960s and 70s, but up till now the three wars, they are not solving any problem of this conflict. And in the same way, the Iran-Iraq war, which proceeded for 8 years between 1980 to 88, there was the United Nations and its under organizations, they were unable to stop it for 8 years. A United Nations coalition force comprising of troops from 34 countries, they deployed there to expel the Iraq from Kuwait. Iraq had also fired missiles at Saudi Arabia and Israel. The coalition-led attack was known as the Operation Desert Storm. Kuwait was liberated in February 1991. So again, if we talk about the Bosnia and Chechnya wars, these wars was again as a result of the breakdown of Russia into its states, then the province that has always been a thorn in the side of the Russia authorities, who conquered it only in the mid of the 19th centuries. The Chechens were fighting Russia for the independence. The war there was continued to unabated with gross atrocities on both sides. We have discussed all these topics in detail. Just go through it once again so that you may have a refreshing idea in your mind. Now we will start the question and answers which are related with these two chapters, this chapter especially. The first one is, what were the three documents issued by Britain and the France during the World War One? And the World War One was actually started from 1940 to 1918, and the different countries tried to stop this war, but it was considered that there must be an organization to stop it. So the World War One, in the World War One, more than 150,000, and it is thought that almost 100,000 people were killed, including the soldiers, and twice were wounded. So it was considered and suggested that there must be an organization to stop this. So in order to stop these issues and the issue between the other countries, the United Nations and its organization played an important role. So we are going to talk about the three documents which were issued by Britain and France during the World War One, which caused later the trouble in the Palestine. And why were these documents issued? The first one was McMahon Letters, in which the British promised the Arabs that they would have a homeland of their own in Palestine. The second one is the Sykes Pact. It was an agreement in which the British, France, and Russia agreed more or less to share the area between them. In the third one, the Balfour Declaration in 1917, in which it was strongly under the pressure of USA that British government proclaimed that it would help in the setting up of national home for Jewish people. So second question is, why is Jerusalem such an emotional issue for both sides of the conflicts? The Jerusalem is a city which is holy for three faiths of this living in this area, that is Christians, Muslims, and Jews. For Jews, there are the remains of the Solomon's temple. For Muslim, it is the rock which is sacred for them, and from it is the point from where the Prophet, peace be upon him, were believed to ascended to paradise. And for Christian, it is a place for crucifixion of Jesus Christ. So Israel has taken the control and denied any entry of Muslim. Our third question is, what do you think are the common factors behind the ongoing Middle East conflicts? The majority of the world believes that the Muslim majority areas are under the influence of the non-Muslim. This is the one reason. And secondly, West is keeping an eye on the oil wealth of the Gulf states. That's why it is thought to be the factor behind the ongoing Middle East conflicts. Next question is, what were the results of the Arab-Israeli wars of 1948, 1956, 1967, and 1973? All the four wars ended in the defeat of Arabs and Palestinian forces and oppression and the possession of the Palestinian land by the Israelis. Now our next question is about the war at partition. Kashmir should be awarded to Pakistan. So what were the give the reasons for this, why it is not awarded to Pakistan? So four major rivers of Pakistan, they are flowing through the Kashmir, and they are under the control of Indian forces. Pakistan agriculture and the related industries, they are depending upon the water which is coming out from these rivers. So secondly, the maintaining a defensive force for this region is very important, as during the war there is major loss of not only the lives, monies, equipments, and some other danger after effects of the wars are always there. So it was thought that the Kashmir should be awarded to Pakistan because it at the time of the partition the Muslim majority was living there and they wanted to stay with Pakistan, and along with that it is very important region for the Pakistan economy now. Last question is, why is the region so important for the whole economy of Pakistan? As I have told you, the 5 major rivers are coming out from the region of Kashmir, and our agriculture and the economy which is related with agriculture is relying on these rivers. So again, the war is never a solution of any of the problem, so it must be avoided in any cost, at any cost. So it is better to settle these conflicts so that in future we don't have to face the wars. So let's do the worksheets which are related with these two chapters one by one. First of all, we will do the worksheet of United Nations. Here is the first question which is related with this worksheet, that is about the structure of the United Nations. United Nations is mainly composed of its departments: General Assembly, Security Council, Secretariat, Economic and Social Council, and International Court of Justice. Now next question is about the permanent members. These member countries are China, France, Russia, United Kingdom, and United States. Few blanks are here for you. They are today 192 countries are the members of United Nations. Number 2, Organization of Islamic Cooperation is composed of 57 Islamic countries. Number 3, there are the World War I was fought between 1914 to 1918. The World War II was fought from 1939 to 1945. Then an American international organization called the League of Nations was set up to try to prevent the conflicts. Now there are certain abbreviations. You have to write down their full words: UNICEF, United Nations Children Fund; UNESCO, United Nations Educational and Scientific and Cultural Organization; ILO, International Labour Office; FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization; last one is WHO, Food, Health and Health Organization. So boys and girls, this is our last lesson for our revision session of grade 7. This was the first lesson of this last week. So what you have to do, revise the chapters carefully, do the worksheet which are given below, and then submit it in the Google Classroom. So that is all for today. Thank you very much. See you soon. Allah Hafiz.